been called a cost of living crisis.
From the cost of owning a house to how expensive it is to heat one, no one wants to be reminded how much that has gone up.
You can see your cost of living far and away, 44% say it's the number one or two concern out there.
Any sign that this bad news might go away sometime soon?
I'm afraid no.
So if you believe what the mainstream media has to say, the next few years are going to be full of doom and gloom as the global economy plunges into one of the biggest recessions in living memory. The cost of living is on the rise, but you might be asking yourself, what's the deal here in Thailand? So in this video, guys, I'm going to be breaking down my cost of living right here in Phuket, Thailand, which I've heard many people say is supposed to be the most expensive place in Thailand. So I'll be sharing with you how much I spend on my fixed monthly costs like rent and bills, etc., as well as breaking down my daily cost of living, and I'll show you some of the places I like to go to hang out here on the island. So without further ado, let's get started with today's video. Okay, so let's get started and break down my fixed monthly costs. Now, for the sake of simplicity, guys, I'm going to give all the costs in Thai baht with a little conversion meter up here so you can see it in US dollars and a couple of other currencies as well to help you guys out. So obviously the big monthly cost that everyone's going to need to pay, there's no avoiding it, is your rent. So I rent a pretty nice one-bedroom apartment. It's pretty big. It's got a nice big balcony. I'd say it's 95, 100 square meters, and I pay 10,000 baht a month for that, which is about $280. Now, I'm not going to give you the full tour today, but I actually made a YouTube video a couple of months ago that tours the sort of apartments, including the one that I'm living in, so you can see the sort of apartment that you can get for 10,000 baht a month. Now, if you've got a family or if you're wanting to go a little bit higher end, the Phuket property market is extensive. You know, you can get nice places for 10,000 baht a month, but at the same time, you can spend 100,000, 200,000, 300,000 if you really want to. What I've been noticing as well, and a little sort of a caveat, so to speak, the higher end rentals have been getting higher and higher in price. You know, something that you might have paid 70,000 baht for pre-COVID is now 140,000 baht. Now, obviously, those COVID deals that landlords were giving out are ending now. They're not available. The tourists are coming back, but there's also a lot of Russians and a lot of Ukrainian people here who are renting out a lot of the higher end places, and as a result, the prices of the luxury marketplaces are being pushed up. So there is a lot of variety in Phuket when it comes to property. For me, I pay 10,000 baht a month to live in a pretty nice apartment in the area of Katu. So now we've talked about my rental costs, let's break down how much it costs for my electricity. Now, on a monthly basis, I'll pay between 700 to 1,000 baht for my electric bill. Now, I work from home, I've got aircon units running throughout the day. I tend not to sleep with the aircon on, but between 700 to 1,000 baht is what I usually pay for electricity. My internet is obviously a necessary expense as I'm doing a lot online, and I got a really good deal with True, who are a internet company here. So I actually get my phone, my TV, which I've got like a couple of news channels. I think it's NHK World and Al Jazeera, which I never watch, but I get the TV package included and high-speed fiber optic internet for 799 baht a month. Now, I did get that on a half-price deal. It's an absolute steal, right? 799 a month for your full internet and phone package. So that's how much I pay for that every month from True. So we've talked about rent, we've talked about electric, we've talked about internet. Obviously, I've got to get around the island, and I drive using a motorbike. So I actually purchased a motorbike, a Honda PCX, but gasoline here is pretty cheap. It costs me 120 baht to fill the tank. Now, I'm not driving around the island too much, but I fill up my tank about once a week. So on a monthly basis, I'm spending between 500 and 600 baht on gasoline. So again, it's not breaking the bank, right? All right, so the next expense I want to break down is insurance. Now, I've heard a lot of people say that you don't need insurance, it's not necessary, it's a waste of time and money. But the reality is, guys, that here in Thailand, healthcare is not free, yeah? You can't just rock into a hospital and get free healthcare like you can in the UK. So having a good insurance package is so important, you know? I got knocked down with dengue fever, which is a really nasty tropical disease, about 3 years ago during COVID actually, and it wasn't fun. I got taken to hospital. I was in hospital for like 5-6 nights in the Bangkok Phuket hospital, and anyone who knows the Bangkok Phuket hospital knows that it ain't cheap. It cost me 60,000-70,000 baht, like 10,000 a night, you know, but thankfully I didn't have to lash out for it myself because I was insured, yeah? So get yourself insurance, guys. I pay about 2,800 baht a month for my insurance, and I'm with a company called Luma, who I would highly recommend because they actually pay out, yeah? A lot of these insurance companies that people are promoting online, they look great, but when it actually comes to the crunch, you don't get your cash. But Luma, in all the instances that I've been to the hospital, I've always been reimbursed. Sometimes I haven't even had to pay in the first place. So it's a good option to go for. And if you do want info on Luma Insurance, guys, there's a link in the description to this video. So I also go to the gym along the road. I'm a member of a gym in a golf club. It's a pretty basic gym, but it's a nice place to hang out. It's got a nice swimming pool where I do some laps. I'll sit by the side of the pool and do some work on a daytime too. And I pay 1,000 baht a month for gym membership, but it's well worth it, you know. I'm down there every day and it's a good place to socialize and meet people too. So those are my main fixed monthly costs. I haven't included my visa costs because those are different for everybody. Now, if you want to see information on visas for Thailand, I also made a video on that I'll put in the description to this video. Now, it's almost lunchtime. I'm pretty peckish. I'm going to go out and get some food and break down how much I spend on food on a monthly basis. Now, I do go shopping on a weekly basis to a place called Macro. I spend between 12 to 1,500 baht a week getting some essentials, getting cheese, getting bread, getting stuff for breakfast, coffee, etc. So I can have snacks here in the house, but generally I eat out. So let's head out to one of the places that I like to eat here in Katu so you can see how much it costs, and then we'll break down the final breakdown of all of my monthly costs. So yeah, let's jump on the bike and head out. So this is one of the spots I like to get to for lunch in Katu. It's called Meeton Po Restaurant, and it's got a great traditional Thai menu, and the prices are right. I barely pay over 150 baht each time I come here. So today I've got a delicious chu chi pla, or fish curry, with an omelette and a traditional Thai tea. So yeah, let's get stuck in and then I'll show you how much this actually costs. Alright, so that cost me 99 baht for a really good Thai fish curry with an omelette and a really good chai yen, or iced tea. So let's pay this and then head back to mine and tot up all of my monthly costs. Okay, so here we are back at my place, and let's break down my full monthly costs. So obviously the first one is rent. That costs me 10,000. My electric is around 1,000 baht a month. The internet, I get a deal for 799 that includes my phone as well. Gasoline, I spend between 500 and 600 baht per month. Insurance costs me 2,800 baht a month. I'm a member of a gym which costs me 1,000. Now, my food bill and my shopping bill, I'm going to put together, and that comes up to about 20,000 a month. Now, the meal that I showed you out at Meat on Po was only 99 baht, sure, but I often eat in Farang or Western style restaurants on an evening as well, which will be 2 times, even 3 times the price of that. So I usually spend between 400 to 500 a day on food. Now, I could probably cut back on that, but I don't have to and I don't want to. So around 20,000 baht a month is what I spend on food. Now, what I didn't include in the bills section was water. Now, it's absolutely tiny, the amount that I spend on water. I think last month was like 70 baht or $2, which is why I didn't include it, yeah? So the final one that I've included is my social costs. Now, I'm not a big drinker. I'll have a couple of drinks every now and again, but my social costs are roughly 5,000 baht per month. So that brings everything, my full monthly costs, to 41,099 baht, which is about £1,000 or $1,200 for my friends over in the States. Now, that's pretty affordable, right? Most people are making at least $1,200 a month, whether that's online, whether that's in your job. A lot of people are making that in a week, okay? So for me, Thailand's certainly not in crisis. I'm able to make a lot more than I'm spending each month and continue to invest, continue to save. Now, if I was living at home in the UK making that amount, possibly not. I would be struggling, yeah? Now, although 41,099 baht is what I spend, I always budget 50,000 baht. So I transfer 50k over to my Thai account every month. And usually I've got, 5 or 6k left at the end of the month. Because let's be honest, things happen, don't they? You've got to pay this, you've got to pay that. So I always budget at least 50,000 baht, and it's very rare that I go over that, guys, yeah? So there you have it, guys. 41,099 baht, or about $1,200 for a pretty nice life here in Phuket. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope it's giving you an idea of the sort of quality of life you can live in this incredible country for not a lot of money. Now, if you would like to connect with myself and other expats and digital nomads based here in Thailand, I've got a free Facebook group called Thailand Expats and Digital Nomads. There's over 4,000 people in there now, and it's a great place to get your questions answered and to connect with other people like myself. So if you want to join that, guys, the link is in the description to this video. With that said, I trust you've taken some value from this video. I hope you've enjoyed it, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.